Okay, great job, guys. I feel weird being moored to that spot. Hopefully this doesn't mess with anything. So I think with this movement, especially playing in a space like this, your number one friend is going to be exaggeration, right? Anytime you have a dynamic, so yeah, it's not in the score, but piano at the beginning, and then you've got the forte after the first repeat, right? And from where I'm sitting over there, the difference between piano and forte is maybe in my imagination at best. They both sound great, but I don't hear any difference. So especially in here where everything gets kind of washed out for the audience, I think we need to really like push both ends of the dynamic and articulation spectrum as like way farther than we think we need to. So let's try the beginning. Let's say for piano we're going to be even less, and for the forte I want you to almost offend me with how forte it is. I'll tell you if it's too much. I have a feeling it won't be. So let's do the first bit, no repeat, and just I'll stop you. Okay, good. So I love the beginning, but Lucas, man, that's your moment. Da 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 dee da 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 da. That's all you, right? I would take full advantage of that moment. Yeah? Can you just play that by yourself once? Good. So I think that first ba-da-dum, I would get another couple inches closer to the frog maybe. Not a violinist, but that's my gut. Something that gives you a little bit more oomph. Yeah, can you try that one more time? Yeah, I think that's a minimum amount of just contribution that we need from you there. Yeah? Let's try the beginning one more time, and I want you to push that a little bit further. It's not even close to being too much. And I think, Didi, at the beginning you're still the line. So what you guys did was great, but you still need to ride above that as the first violin. Okay, let's try again. Still no repeat. Okay, good. So it's already getting a lot better. Richard, now when you have the forte, the bum 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 bum, now it's your turn to really contribute a lot more than you have been. Especially because after that, when you change to the D flat quarter notes in piano, there needs to be room for that contrast. And right now it all sounds perfectly nice and good, but it just sounds too similar. So I would say, so the beginning was good. It's actually easier for you if you let yourself open it up for a little while. Yeah? Can you guys try, let's go right from the forte. I need lots of second violin, that was already better, and a lot more cello. Yeah, still. Let me hear your first. I should know that you've been locked and loaded on the string already. Yeah. Again, though, that's sort of like minimum, right? So let that be your watermark. Don't let it be any less than that. Can you try just by yourself from there? And then the key is to not accidentally accent anything so that the sforzando really stands out and sounds deliberate. So try one more time. Yeah, now we're getting there. Let's all start from there with the pickup. Okay, so let's try that again, just for a couple reasons. Now it's sort of like the viola's turn, where we need to hear. So there's that really nice counter melody. You know what I'm talking about? That spot, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm not going to try to play it because my alto clef is not fast. And then after that, cello and viola have that thing together. I'm sure it sounds great, but I can only really hear the cello there. And that's sort of the life of the viola, is that you're always being asked for more, right? So even if I don't mention it, you can probably assume if I'm asking the group for more, you have to even be a bit above it. Yeah, let's start from the same place one more time. The goal being to have plenty of viola, and then you two together, when you have that line together, there needs to be, I don't need the sort of cliche eye contact. It doesn't need to be over the top, but I need to sense that you have an ear out for each other. Yeah? Okay, that was all better. Now we've reached another spot that every time we did it, with all the repeats, it was never quite locked in. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Richard, I'm talking mostly to you. Make sure that's sometimes ending up a quarter note ahead. It can be a little tricky because there's the offset sort of syncopated stuff in the violins. So you got to make sure that internally, no matter what happens, you have you know where every downbeat is, and you know their parts well enough that there should be no doubt. Yeah? Why don't we just try right from 27? You all have that? Yeah. Okay, let's do it really slowly once, just to sort of remind ourselves what all the parts are, and I'm going to help you out. 1, 2, 3, ready, and go. Yeah, okay, let's do that one more time. Same speed, I'm not going to snap at you. Good, so even at this tempo, Jodie, there's a tendency to what for you? If you had to guess what I was going to pick on you for, what would it be?
Slow down or speed up?
That one, yeah. It's just on the cusp of being ahead enough to maybe sow a little bit of confusion. So I wouldn't even think that you need to be slower. You just need to keep an ear out and make sure that you don't step on anybody's toes there, okay? Let's do the same thing, same speed, one more time, and then we'll try it at tempo. Okay, it's getting better. Let's try it still isolated, but at tempo, and then we'll go back and put it in context, okay? So, dee da da da. Okay, because it was so good, and I want it to stick, let's do the exact same thing one more time before we go back, okay? Good, now let's back all the way up to the D flat major bit. That bit. Yeah, sorry, with the pickup.
Without the pickup?
With the pickup, just so everyone's on the same page. Okay, good. Now we're almost there. We're like 98% of the way there. If you were gonna guess if I was saying something was missing from that little bit that we just did, what would it be? Yeah, ding, ding, ding. So we need to be a little bit more and be a little bit less at the end, right? We should really feel a difference for the... You know what I mean? And that's mostly coming from you. You can inspire them with the color change that you make, they'll go with you, yeah? So really exaggerate, see what happens. Same bit from the D flat section. We're almost there, we're almost there. So what point do you think is the arrival of that long crescendo? What do we want to be the peak of this, that we come down from? There's not one right answer, but just give me an idea.
Right here?
26?
Yeah. Wait, no, 24.
24. I think it keeps going because in the lower voices, that would be my vote, is 27. Because ya da dee da da da, and then from there, right? For what it's worth. Let's try my way, yeah? So we go all the way from... Should we try that as a group? Same spot? Good. Okay, so that section that we were doing over and over and over again ad nauseum is now great. I still would say, as I'm saying with everything, that's a minimum amount of go-getting and contribution that I would make. Every idea that you think you're doing, and this is true when you're playing on your own or with a group, if you think you're doing enough, you almost certainly aren't. You always have to sort of push that envelope, especially in a space with this kind of distance for them to pick up on any of it. For it to feel like music, you have to double your effort. Yeah, even if it feels crazy amount, it probably won't be. Okay? Okay, now before we go into the trio, so the trio is again piano, right? So we should finish the minuet pretty strongly, I would guess, right? The dee da bum dee dum ba dum. That doesn't feel strong enough for me yet. And a lot of that, again, it's sort of lower voice. You guys are sort of the foundation of all this. It needs to have really dig in, yeah? Without getting to the point where it's not tasteful, but there's so much more room. You know? I don't necessarily suggest what I just said, but that kind of sound. And that's true for all of us in those bars. You know which bar I'm talking about. Why don't we just go from 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, the sort of recap bit with pickup. Yeah, so the arrival into the bar where we just stopped, 40, 41, 42, 43, it sounds very timid. You know, all of you need to be going for it. There's the crescendo in 40, and I see it and I want it to happen, and it doesn't. Can we trade places, actually? I'm gonna be you, to the best of my ability here. Where where should we start? Where did we start last time? Is that letter A for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do letter A. And then we have all this room, da-dum, ti-da-dum. We can make something special out of it, yeah? I'm gonna just do it one more time, okay? Because it's fun. Okay, ready? Letter A. Yeah, okay. And now we enter, let's do it one more time with you before we go into the trio. Same bit. And I know you have that forte piano, which is probably why you were afraid to just go whole hog on that bit that I was talking about. It's not in the score I have. I don't know off the top of my head if it's real. Let's sort of ignore it for now. Think of it as an accent, but it's a forte arrival, yeah? Same bit, and keep going if I don't stop you. Right, okay, so this is a really tricky spot for arriving together. It's sort of like you need to cue it, but I'm hesitant to even say that because in reality you all need to feel that at the same time. Right? Let's just practice, let's isolate it. So we're gonna play the last 4 measures, or last 5 measures. Two bars of rest for the first. So, and we're just going to practice starting. I'll stop you after a couple bars. One more time. Now we all know where we are. Yeah, okay, that was great. Why was it great? Because it wasn't like that when you played it through. What do you think was helpful? Luck of the draw? You all just looked at him and went with him? Yeah?
That's what I did.
I'm getting a je ne sais quoi over there. Yeah? Whatever it was good. I think you can probably afford to take more time before you start it, though. It feels very in time. I think. You can take a little time to set that up, yeah? So as good as it was, let's make it even better. Yeah? Same bit? So that time, you beat him, right? I hear cello before I hear anything else. And I also see, this is a place where I know I said let's not be cliche with our eyes and do the string quartet thing, but that's a place where I would actually have eyes on his bow, yeah? You can remember that you have to play an A flat for a really long time, right? Same bit? Okay, good. That's way better. I think if you guys just, the next few times you rehearse, you say, let's make sure that we practice starting the trio together, then it'll never be an issue again. It's just that little bit of deliberate awareness of each other. You don't even have to make a big deal out of it. But when it's not together, it sounds like a huge deal. So a little bit of effort, huge payoff, yeah? Now, yeah. 5 minutes? Okay, thank you. Sometimes in the trio, things are almost on the verge of pulling apart, right? If you were to guess one player who's sort of the motor who, like, their rhythm is the rule of law and must be adhered to, who would it be? Yeah, correct. So, and from what I can tell from here, he's super steady. The tendency is whoever has the, anytime that figure gets passed around, the tendency is to kind of bog down and enjoy that moment a little too much, time-wise. So always keep an ear. I know it's hard in the bathtub, but keep an ear on the. You don't need to be any more. They just need to cue into it a little bit better. Okay. Let's start the trio as if it's the second time. So no repeat. Okay, good. The last thing we're going to talk about before we stop, that was much better. These last few bars before the da capo. Yeah, the surprise chord, yeah? And then the last few. Right now, it's very together, but it's really short. And it's so together, I'm almost hesitant to talk about it, but I wonder if just as an experiment, we can try to broaden them out a little bit. So, yeah, we just need to sort of get back to this moment of doubt and then back to the top, yeah? So why don't we just try from after that last fermata, da 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 dee da da dee da da, 88. This will be our last thing. I like that. Again, I think that's sort of a minimum. You could probably take a little more time. The and then take time on those chords. Maybe something to experiment with in your rehearsals. But you're playing really well. We should probably stop there and move on. So round of applause.